Nicaragua is blessed with beauty, a land of mountains, lakes, and volcanoes. It is also the second poorest nation in Central America. People here take work wherever they can find it. They are still recovering from a civil war in the 1970s that left the economy in ruins and so many hungry and homeless. But these days, some are getting a hand up. Meet Al and Charlene Meyer.
But today we're having, of course, rice, and it looks like it has a little vegetable in it.
They first visited the country 16 years ago, and what they saw turned a short trip into a lifelong mission. On the surface, they're a modest couple. Al runs a small painting business. His wife, Charlene, works full-time in their Anderson Township home, tending to the details of the organization they've created. For most of the year, this is their life's routine. But when they set foot in Nicaragua, they become parents to thousands of kids, and this is why. They are the link between those who can help and those who need it. They call it the Tin Roof Foundation. The donations they collect in Cincinnati become a pool of money for 3 different charities to feed, educate, and provide health care for children. They had worked with inner-city kids before, but the poverty they saw here was beyond imagination.
The worst thing you can see, a kid that is naked and hungry, and his stomach is swollen.
The word poor or disadvantaged cannot be used in the same sentence when comparing the children in the United States with children here.
People here have lived in poverty for centuries and still do. Many die every day from diarrhea or dehydration.
Most people don't have access to decent health care. There's very little assistance from the government. There's no safety net, really. There's no welfare program. There's no food stamps, no Medicare, anything like that. It's, you know, people have to find a way to survive.
The work is exhausting, but moments like these keep Tin Roof going.
You know, you just keep seeing those little eyes, and they haunt you, and you think, if I'm not there doing this, there's no one else that they can depend on.
In the larger cities of Nicaragua, most of the streets are paved. But to go where Al and Charlene Meyer give help to the poor, travel is not so easy. The country's rural population is hidden among the lush mountains where people have lived in poverty for centuries.
People stay here, even though this part of the country is it's very difficult even to survive.
3 charitable organizations are working to change this with help from Tin Roof. Fabretto has 5 centers in the country, feeding and educating kids.
Otherwise, most children in this area would be lucky to get through elementary school.
Though some kids can now attend school, many still return home to a harsh reality. Porous stick walls, leaky thatched roofs, dirt floors.
The water comes down underneath your home, underneath the side of your home, and gets on your floor. Inside of your house becomes mud.
With help from the Rainbow Network, many homes are now built of cement block with cement floors. In each community, one house is always the most popular when the doctor arrives. People come in flocks for an appointment they can't afford to miss.
And he will receive this surgery in Matagalpa?
Sí. Sometimes basic health care is not enough when the kids are handicapped. That's where Sister Becky comes in.
Magdalena?
She created this center in Matagalpa where kids can learn and play. When Al and Charlene visit, they don't come empty-handed. They bring toys that help the kids be kids. But before they can play, many need physical therapy.
What we do is we work out agreements with universities so that they send their therapists here and they receive training and other experience with us.
None of this would be possible without Al and Charlene's help.
They have been a great support, and I just love Tin Roof because it really focuses on the needs of the children.
The Myers' work is to raise money, but not before they pitch in some of their own. They pay for all administrative costs themselves, around $30,000 a year, so that 100% of donations can go to the kids.
We're not going to waste it. Every penny that you give us is going to go to feeding a child or hiring a doctor or starting a bank.
You know, such a humble couple has changed so many thousands of lives. I mean, I think of them as sort of the godparents of Nicaragua, and there are thousands of children that are living better, eating better, going to school with shoes on their feet because of them.
The road to Matagalpa. Al and Charlene Meyer pass a difficult site. Here, kids as young as 6 are filling potholes. But this isn't a paying job. If they're lucky, a car will stop and a small tip will feed the family for another day. They know they can't help every child in Nicaragua, and that hurts. Still, they have hope.
If more and more people come and see the beauty of the country and fall in love with the people, just like we have, we can really make a difference in this country.
They are making a difference, but the work is far from over. Working through 3 charities, they continue funneling donations into the country. They bring new people with them on each trip, hoping to turn them into donors. The visitors see the kids, the poverty, and hopefully a mission.
All it takes is one exposure like this trip, and you know that there's no way you can say no. You're hooked.
That means they'll come back and they'll begin to talk to their friends at home and tell them what they saw and share that with them.
Can't walk away from that.
The Meyers know that walking away is easier for some people than others, but they didn't 16 years ago when they first came here. The work has been hard, but it's paid off well.
These are good tears, though, just because the kids really have a chance now, and every child should have a chance.
The problem, you know, that I face all the time is limited resources, money. You know, we need to hire more doctors. We need to feed more children. You know, you think, gosh, there's so much more to do, so much more to do.